Hi, this is Archana from FashionForRoyals, and today we are in conversation with Nakuul, the Ishqbaaz fame. So Nakuul, what brings you here today in London?
A lot of things. I wanted to take a break. It's been 7 months since we've been shooting the show, and it's been a very, very crazy, hectic run. We pretty much, if you don't know how a TV set works, we shoot 30 days a month, 14 hours a day, and without the break. So I'm also here for an event tonight where we have a big New Year party, which at the Newland Manor. So I'm going to be meeting a lot of Indians, which I'm very excited about, and I'm going to stay back after that and just hang out. So I'm here with Janki, my wife, and we're going to be, I think, just taking in the city. I don't like to rush into doing too many touristy things, which I think just takes away from the charm. I think I'm just going to walk around, go to different restaurants which are on the list, and meet people and just feel the pulse of the city.
So I know you've done 2 serials. One was Pyar Ka Dard Hai, Meetha Meetha, and then you've done Ishqbaaz.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the characters? And do you relate with any?
I think both have been very interesting. So Pyar Ka Dard Hai had this young Aditya Kumar Adi, who's this sort of very, in a way, very unconventional. Used to be the boy next door, yet he used to be sort of someone who was very empathetic and full of energy and full of life. And it was a really fun character to play, and a lot of people used to sort of meet me, used to think I am that guy. And amazingly, now that I'm playing Ishqbaaz, and this guy is quite a guy. I think Shawai Singh Oberoi. A lot of him is someone I don't agree with. I have problems with. I have issues with. But it's a lot of fun playing someone who's as arrogant, someone who's as egoistical, and who's so proud and has this pride about his lineage and where he comes from. But it's a lot of fun playing it, because now when I meet people, a lot of them are scared to meet me, and they sort of approach me with a lot of caution, thinking that I am this guy, which actually is a great thing, because I think I've been able to manage people to believe I'm both these characters at different times, which is what your challenge is always as an actor.
So as an actor, if you describe your journey, what do you see yourself doing in next?
I live to travel. So everything I do is to make that happen. Acting is something which I really, really enjoy right now. But I am someone who's actually in love with the entire medium of making TV shows, feature films. So I want to eventually create my own content. That's what I want to do, and I've already made a start this year. My company produced a web series earlier this year. It's called I Don't Watch TV, in which I was also acting in, and we did reasonably well. We are in all the top 5 best web series made in the country this year. We've been reviewed by Vogue, Elle, Economic Times, Hindustan Times, and it's been fantastic. So in the next few years, I hope I can create more content, and not just as an actor, but also sort of as a creative person, do interesting work.
With this new series that you were talking about, I Don't Watch TV, how did that happen? How did the idea come around for that one?
Have you watched it?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting. Actually, it came from our lives. The lives we live as actors working on Indian TVs is pretty interesting, and it's got its quirks. And I thought, why won't we? Someone should make a satire on how TV shows are made and what goes on behind, because you expect, Desh Ki Ideal Bahu to be actually Desh Ki Ideal Bahu at home, which is never the case. You expect a guy who is loved by everyone on screens to be like the ideal guy, but that may not be true. So it kind of emanated from the characters I play, my friends play on TV, and we said, let's have fun with it. And and funnily, while I do a lot of TV, I don't watch TV because there's no time. So that's where the name came from, and one thing led to another, and I made this with friends of mine, Ajay, who's the writer-director, and Ali. 3 of us own this company, and and I'm glad we did it.
Tell us about Nakuul. If you want to describe yourself in 3 words, how would you describe?
Listen, I've never been able to answer this question well, because I don't know how do you describe yourself in any amount of words, because I don't think about myself. I'm thinking about other characters which I'm playing every day. I mean, to be honest, every character you play, you bring a lot of yourself to it. And you take back things from the character in your life, which can be scary, but you do. It's just natural because you do it every day. So if you ask me to describe myself, I don't know how to do it. Yeah, absolutely have no idea.
If I were to ask your wife,
Yeah.
like because you were playing this guy next door, do you take that character home? Well, what would she say? Like, have you taken that arrogant, egoistic character back home now with you?
Listen, she just thinks I'm a hot guy. Yeah, so that's all she's going to tell you.
From one of your like posts, I saw that your father just released a book. Do you want to
Right.
just tell us a little more about like?
Yes, of course. So my father is someone who served the Indian Navy for 25 years, and he's written a book on the lineage of our family. I come from Mewar region of Rajasthan, and from a pretty rich, come from a very rich place where there's so much culture, there's so much heritage, and he's kind of encapsulated all of that in this coffee table book, which is called Guns and Glories, Rajputana Chronicles, which talks about our forefathers and how they contributed to the region, to the country, how they lived, what culture was followed, how they ate, how they got married, and it's a story of a clan, I think, which is about 1,000 years old. And it comes down to all the way to my generation. I think it's fantastic. I'm extremely proud of him. He's spent the last 10 years researching it, taking pictures and going back and speaking to people all over. And I also have a mention in the book, and I have made it to the book, so I'm very excited about that. Yeah.
Do you think in your career you've reached where you want to be?
Right now, I want to be at a place where I can have some wine and have some good food. I'm just kidding. I don't plan where I want to be 2 years from now or 3 years from now. I think it's a journey, right? And you've got to enjoy that journey, and you've got to take whatever comes with it, the good, the bad, and I think savor each moment. Because in a field like mine, you can't really plan 2 years from now what kind of show would you be doing, what kind of work. It's so organic because it all depends on how the current show gets sort of received, what's the next opportunity which comes my way, which is the opportunity I go for. So I think I sort of don't judge my life by what am I going to do 5 years from now, or what have I done until now. I think it's what I'm doing right now is something I focus on, and like for now I'm enjoying this interview we're doing.
With your social media, what happens? Like, how do you interact a lot with fans? Do you like social media? What's your opinion on
So
this?
I think social media is great. Unlike the past where sort of actors lived in this sort of their own space and thought they're these huge stars, which they were probably, but lived in their own island. I think today you have a connectability with people everywhere in the world, which I think is fantastic, because the reason I am an artist is to reach out to people. You need your work to reach out, and now there's instantaneously sort of you get reactions, you get response. People can write to you, people can sort of send their critique, appraisal, love, whatever, which I think is amazing, because everything I do is to engage with an audience, and social media lets you do that.
You are currently on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
So yeah, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Instagram and Twitter is something I personally do, and I sort of enjoy it. Facebook, I'm still figuring out. I don't know how to do what to post. I'm pretty bad at posting things about myself. It's kind of hard. But I enjoy Instagram and Twitter. Like, I remember I got initially how we sort of connected and got this was I got one of your messages, and I looked up what you do, and I said, okay, that'll be interesting to meet someone who's a fashion icon in this part of the world.
You've been in television industry for how many years now?
It's actually not too long. I've been around. My show, my first show came on TV in 2012. But I've been doing a lot of theatre before. I've worked on one film. I used to do a lot of ads. So I've been technically in this industry for about 8-9 years now. But doing TV for 4 years. I've done. We did Pyar Ka Dard, then we did India's Got Talent. I hosted last year before. Last year. And now I'm doing Ishq. So
last year seemed so long for you.
Yeah, and because there's so much you pack in a year when you're doing TV, that it seems a whole lot than just like I've been working on Ishq since April end, but it feels like because you're on set every day, you're meeting the same people, you're doing the same character, so it seems a whole lot longer, than probably doing a corporate job like you do, which is 5 days a week. You work 40 hours in 5 days. I do that in 2 days. So yeah, but you also do like a million other things which I don't, so which is cool. And I've heard from my sources that you're quite an expert on social media. So now I want to ask you something. You need to give me advice on or tell me or like sort of analyze, do I do my social media okay? How bad am I?
I think you're doing it quite well, I'll be honest. You have a following, which is interesting, but it's all about engaging with your following and making sure you're engaging with them enough. Thank you, Nakuul, for coming over here and spending your time with us, talking to the fans and to my following. I really, really appreciate that, and I hope your trip to London is successful and you have lots of pleasant memories to take back.
I'm sure there will be. It's been a good start to it. We got in here early morning, had a great breakfast, we met you, and I think it should be a fun 5 days, fun 6 days in London. Thank you for doing this, and yeah, I look forward to some social media advice and tutorials from you.
Sure, and wishing you a lovely 2017.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you.